What do you mean? I'm sorry, say that again?
When you're racing against like younger guys, the rookies, what do you want to see from them on the track to make you more comfortable around them?
Just respect. And, I think, Josh, even though it's his first year in Cup, I have a lot of respect for him just because I understand, his racecraft and where he comes from. So, I think that's the biggest thing is when you gain respect for people, you gain that comfort.
Okay. And then Alex mentioned that some drivers, they have stigmas, but they can do things to, erase that in the process. Do you view that the same way?
Well, I think you definitely, when you're racing around certain people, you start to understand how they drive and the things that they do. So, it's just over time you get that.
Any bigger sense of urgency, so you might getting a points back from what they took from your car yesterday?
No, I just drive the car and want to go fast, man. That's it. I think this Ford Dark Horse we talked about last year, and really the gains. It's hard to see right now, but I feel really optimistic going into Vegas. I think there's a lot of great things to be looking forward about that.
You were really a factor in the lead pack throughout the Daytona 500, but you were just never able to get your lap back after your pit road penalty. How frustrating was it to be able to demonstrate that you had a strong car, but really not have anything to show for it, even though you were pretty much there for the last 50 laps?
Yeah, there's a lot of frustrations that came from the 500, but ultimately, if we didn't get that penalty, we wouldn't have been in that position. So the strength that I feel like we've had and I've had is super speedway racing and understanding the draft. And I remember years ago talking with Dale Jr., it was before going into it, and just kind of how we had to race when I was at JTG. It was ride around and be there in the last 10 and then race. Where he asked me, he said, why do you do that? And I agreed with him. So, and that was to avoid the big one, but the big one's going to happen in the last 10 laps anyway. So, might as well gain that experience and the respect of those around you on being a good pusher, being able to be pushed. I felt like we were a strong car when it came to pushing, and you gain experience from doing those things.
You talk about a lot of frustrations in the Daytona 500. Does one of those frustrations stem from the fact of it was like a fuel saving race?
Yeah, it was so different. It was just you don't want to ride around at. I mean, that entire first stage, if somebody was able to look at my data, you could see that I was riding around a 2+ mile racetrack at 30-40%. That's not really what we intend to do, but due to strategy things and some of that, we have to. So I hope in the future, just for our sake, that we can try to make it so we have to all really race hard.
What do you think would help achieve that objective?
Oh, I don't know. All I know is that if we were going to do that, we've had some really fast Ford Dark Horses up front.
What are your thoughts on having Daytona, Atlanta back-to-back now that we're here to start the season?
Well, they're just wild cards. To be honest with you, it's something that you can leave Daytona really frustrated with 0 points, or you can leave Daytona with a lot of points and kind of money in the bank going into Atlanta, because this is similar. We can have a big one here, and you could come out of 2 races, 80 points in the hole. So for us, we didn't leave Daytona quite with as many points as we would like to feel more comfortable. But certainly it's better than coming out with 0 and then coming into here. I felt like in August we really got a handle on this racetrack, and we're going to have a fast race car.
And then also, each year as Atlanta's paid, it seems like there's more and more handling involved. Do you kind of foresee that continuing? It'll be kind of like even more of much of a battle of the best cars going to the front.
Yeah, absolutely. I think ultimately at the end of the day, if you're really comfortable with your race car and this place, it's something about the Southeast, how they pave racetracks, and I'm not somebody who really understands the coarseness of it, but they just age so much quicker and they wear tires out really quick. So I could see it becoming a more and more of a handling thing, but at the same time, whoever can hold the pedal down the longest in the race and as easy as possible is going to be who's going to be driving at the front. So I know we decided to take as much downforce as we could, knowing that in the race you got to be wide open and be able to rip the top.
Thank you.
When did you?
Attention drivers. Are you ready to take your brand to the next level and leave your competition in the dust?
Imagine your own custom digital trading cards showcasing your journey, your victories, and your unique style.
Fans don't just want to see you on the track, they want to own a piece of your legacy. And with Raceface Digital, they can.
It's more than just the checkered flag. It's about creating a digital connection with your fans,
where off-track advantages become on-track victories. Enroll now at racefacedigital.com.
This is Harrison Burton, driver the number 21. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, check out one of these two videos beside me. Visit frontstretch.com for more racing content.